And recording. Ooh. Brilliant. Right, I've worked that out. We're recording. G'day, guys. It's Paul here. It's Wednesday evening. It's actually Anzac Day. I want to welcome you all to our Magic Moments Movement Zoom. This is actually my favourite event of the week because, and you will see, we get some great guest speakers on here. And tonight, our guest speaker tonight is nothing short of amazing. So I look forward to getting closer towards her soon. So before we start, I thought I might just acknowledge actually Jade, who is our guest speaker. She's in London at the moment, and I was asking if there was an Anzac vibe going on. She said no. So for you, Jade, and obviously for all the Anzacs, why don't we just I will just acknowledge the whole Anzac thing, and I'm sure to some extent you've all put into that. So moving forward, as I said, this is my favourite event of the week, and I get really excited about it because we get to right now share with people who are looking for something more out of life, that feel like there's something bigger for them, that there's a bigger purpose for them. We get to share with them what it is we do and why we do it. And I think the reality is, and we know this very much within the Juice Plus company, is people get involved with us because they are looking for more. So we know with the size of our company around the world and the speed at which it's growing, people are looking for more. So I think that comes really because most of us are feeling trapped in some way with our, I don't know what the word is, the cycle, the treadmill of life. We get up, we go to work. Quite often it's not something we love doing at work. We end up completely exhausted. And we come home, we have no true sense of purpose or sense of having added value in a day to anyone. So, and I guess the sad thing is you can actually believe this is normal and there's nothing you can do about it other than go to bed, get up and do it all over again. And it's not uncommon for people to find themselves in a position where they're feeling like they've sold out. They've sold out on their souls, they've sold out on their values, they've sold out on their dreams. They've sold out on their family, and you can sort of end up in this place and space where you actually believe this is normal purely because everyone else, the majority of people are living that way. It's that safety in numbers, which is really a false sense of safety. So tonight we're going to, what our aim is, and what we know we're going to do is we're going to inspire you with an option, a possible plan B, basically, and something that's going to allow you to dream again. Now, this may or may not be for you, and that's okay. You might listen in tonight and be totally inspired and do nothing with it. You might be totally inspired and do something with it. That's essentially that's your business, not ours. But I know that we're going to show you something that's going to get you thinking, and not from a head space, but from a heart space. So I encourage you to sit back as you listen through tonight and just think to yourself, think about your own life and think, well, what if? What if things could be different? What if I could be, aligning myself and building relationships with like-minded people, people that have this mission-driven and have the same passion as me, people that are going to fuel your flame and quite frankly not piss on it. What if you could earn some extra money? Just a little bit of money, whatever an amount meant for you to just take some pressure off the family house, hold expenses. What if things could just be better? And I think it's quite often in that treadmill you don't even break out. Think what could be different, what could be better. So really sit back and think about that as you listen to these stories tonight. So just sit back, and I encourage you to sit back. What would your life look like then? Things were different, things were better, things were more aligned with what you wanted to do, and you had a truer sense of purpose. So we're going to share with you tonight our very simple but amazing product, Juice Plus. It's completely aligned with nature. It's something I love about it. You're going to hear about the company behind Juice Plus, and you're going to hear about a business opportunity that's bringing back real choice into people's lives, and that's around the world. And you'll see this when you hear Jade's story tonight. It's a real story, and with no disrespect to Jade, it's one of many, and it's one of many that are becoming more and more common. So I'm pretty excited. I'm very excited, really, and I'm also very humbled to be a part of this movement and be introducing to the speakers tonight. But before I do that, I just want to share with you a little bit about the company behind Juice Plus. We've been around for 47 years. It's a damn long time. We're a huge organisation. We get Juice Plus out to over 22 countries around the world. The company, we're known not just amongst ourselves, but we're known out there in the marketplace as the company with a heart. And by that I mean we have a very simple mission of inspiring healthier living around the world. And that's quite honestly in the Western world, with the health of the Western world, that's a really beautiful thing. The founder of the company, check this out, the founder of the company, Jade, is still the man behind the mission. So 47 years later, he is still the man behind the mission. He hasn't sold the company off. He still very much has a family culture behind it. And that's, you just don't hear that anymore. That's like a super amazing thing. And globally, we've done over $10 billion worth of sales using, or based on our very, very simple product. And that's because our customers continue to reorder Juice Plus again and again. So what I want to do on that note of product Juice Plus, I want to hand over to one of my partners in this mission, Matt Avellano. Matt's crazy passionate about the product Juice Plus. So I thought, what better guy to get on and share that with us tonight. So Matt, I'm going to hand over to you. And what I might get you to do too also, Matt, if that's cool, is just share your product story with us, the difference Juice Plus has made for you too. So let me spotlight you, mate.
Yeah.
Take it away. Here we are.
Thank you. Thank you joining us tonight. Yes, as Paulie, well, for me, I've been using the product now for 4 years, just over 4 years. And how it all started for me is really I was on a mission to improve my parents' health, especially my mum's. She'd been through a bit of breast cancer and had a hip replacement, and I knew that I understood the right nutritions and minerals and everything that she needed to get to a system to give her a good recovery. And they ate well, they ate their fruit and veggies and that sort of stuff. And but Mum was the boiler, overboiled the veggies and that sort of thing, and I knew she wasn't getting what she needed. So I went on a bit of a mission to find these products and that sort of stuff to find something better. So I did the blender, I did the smoothie book, and that all started off great. And then when it came around, they kind of went, it's a bit too expensive, I can't do this. And then that kind of all got pushed to the side. So then Juice Plus, I got a call from Paulie saying, hey, check this out. It's fruit and vegetables in a capsule, and it sounded perfect. It was very simple, very easy. And so I jumped on, I got on myself, so for me, it was, it made me really value what I was doing and how I was eating. I thought I was eating great, and, I kind of was, but I wasn't getting the variety that you need and what Juice Plus gives you. So I jumped on it. It was great for me. I had great recovery. I was in a bit of training for a half marathon and marathons at that time. So it really helped me out with my recovery and that sort of thing. And I just felt great. So I told my parents about it. They really couldn't complain about the price and everything. So they've jumped on board and they've been taking it ever since. So Mum's had a great recovery. She's really healthy now. You used to the one, you used to get a few colds in this, but not anymore. You get the sniffles and get a bit run down, but not the ones that knock it down anymore. So for me, that's fantastic, knowing that they have this in their back pocket, and knowing for me, I don't have to worry about them. They can boil the crap out of the veggies now, and I don't have to worry about it anymore because I know that it's all covered and all taken care of. Okay, so about the products, as Paulie said, yes, they are very simple, and this is what I love about them. This company keeps it simple and just keeps it clean. So for me, it fits into my food philosophy. Fruits and veggies. We all know that it's what we need, but it's not something we just don't get it. And this it bridges the gap. And this is fantastic about it. So our capsules, our fruit, veggie, and berry. In here is over 30 different types of fruits and vegetables. So this is a great way to really optimize your fruit and veg. And best part I love about these is it's a food label, so you can see on the back, carrot, cabbage, kale. It's all written there, there's no big words you can't understand or you don't know what they mean. So for me, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So I'm really, this is fantastic. So this is a great way to really optimize your health. So with these, any adult taking these capsules, we have a soft chew, which is for the kids. And in here is 17 types of different fruits and vegetables. And as Paulie said, we're a company with a heart. not only look after yourself, but look after family. So any kid who between 4 to 18 years can get this up for 4 years for free. So it is just a fantastic way to really optimize your family's health and take your family's nutrition to a different level. And these are really yummy. Put these out, everyone hoes into them. So they're great for little, mate, they've got little snacks. They're great. Okay, so that's our fruit and veg. And also we have an omega blend. This is a great way to get all your good fats. This, in here it has like all good fats, not to help your body to survive, but to thrive. So, we all struggle about, what's a good fat, what's a bad fat. And in here it's got all your omegas to cover all the bases. So it's a great way to really optimize your health in that way as well. And our last one is our complete shakes. And these are fantastic. These are lactose-free, gluten-free. Like, again, all whole food goodness, mate, jam-packed. For me, you can use these as post-pre training, quick snack on the go, quick brekkie, quick lunch. For me, I use these for post training, so I understand it's about the recovery. And in one of these little things is everything your body needs for a great recovery. So this is, for me, unbelievable. They help me again with my marathon to get me through, so I can get back up and train the next day. So that is our products. This is them.
Thanks, Matt. I'm gonna unspotlight you. And does that work? There we go. Hey, listen, dude, thanks so much for sharing that. That's awesome. And I honestly, I love hearing your story over and over, because it just, everybody's story I love hearing, because it really just affirms why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, when you said you weren't getting the variety, like, I think everyone's like that, not just me, but I totally related to that. And I know I'm not getting the volume as well, mate, especially when with all the work, I guess the education I gave myself on human physiology, nutrition and disease, and just how our body works. I knew I didn't have it covered. I love the fact that you're looking after your mum. I totally relate to that. I do the same thing with my mum. I totally get your recovery thing. In fact, I don't feel recovery anymore. I've been using Juice Plus for over 12 years. What I noticed straight up is better sleep, more energy, improved recovery. It's just what is for me. So when people say, what do you notice? What's the difference? I really don't know, because I've just been having such a good way for so long. I love you talked about simplicity, and it's just whole food. And what I love with the Juice Plus is they cover the micronutrition, the rebuilding of the body, the rebuilding of the cells, and they cover with those shakes the macronutrition, the fueling. So thanks for sharing that, mate. Really appreciate it. What I want to do now is I want to shift gears. I want to get to talking about the business with you, the opportunity to lock arms with our company, to be a part of our mission. And what I love about our business is just like the product, how Matt shared it, it's simple. The company does all the hard work, and by doing that, they allow me and anyone that works with the company to do what we love doing, and that's helping people. So the company Juice Plus, they create the product Juice Plus. They grow the produce, they juice it, they dehydrate it, they encapsulate it. In fact, they spend millions of dollars every year having independent institutions scrutinize it just to prove its efficacy inside the human body. So as I mentioned before, we've done over $10 billion in sales. So for a company to spend thousands or millions of dollars actually every year having their product scrutinized, like if they found anything wrong with it, it'd tear the company down. It wouldn't take long, So I think that's an amazing thing. They stock it, they ship it directly to my customers. They handle payments from my customers on my behalf. They pay me and my team directly into my chosen bank account on the 10th of each month. They never miss a beat. It just happens. They have an amazing coaching program within this business, and the more you embrace it and immerse yourself into it, you realize, wow, this is not a business with a coaching program. This is a personal development program disguised as a business, and you just don't find that anywhere. In our industry, you do. It's a beautiful thing. They have a tried and proven business system. Everyone has the same product. Everyone earns the same retail sales profit. Everyone has the same marketing plan. Everyone gets the same support. There's no prejudice around who you are, or what you do, or where you are around what you get with this business. We all have an even playing ground, and that's a beautiful thing. We have an amazing support team in Newcastle, and for $165 you get all that plus your own website and a back end office. But I don't want to go too much into that. What I want to do is move forward and get towards bringing Jade, our guest, on. But what we get to do And what I love is, as I said, we get to focus on talking to people, on connecting with people. We get to build relationships, meet people where they're at, reconnect with old people, old friends, and it's crazy that we get paid to really just listen out and listen to people's nutritional needs, health needs, even lifestyle needs, and care upon them. And we get to offer them an option from a health point, an option from a lifestyle point, and it's entirely up to them whether they want to do anything about that. But that's what we get to do, and that's a really cool thing. So what I also love sharing is about how we get paid, because I said we get paid to talk to people, and that's really cool. Is we get paid in 3 really cool ways. We get paid on retail sales profits. So anytime somebody says, yep, I want to get this Juice Plus into my body, and we place an order for them, the company will pay us a retail sales profit. And as I said, everyone in the company, whatever level you are, gets that same retail sales profit. We also get paid commissions. So, and this is a really cool thing. I love this. This is a teach-to-teach business. So it's not a sign-up club. It doesn't matter how many people I share the business with, who say, yeah, I'll do this. If their business isn't growing, if they're not growing as a person, and therefore their business growing, and they're not making an impact on other people, then it serves me none. So I really love that I've got to care and nurture other people for it to work out for me. It ends up in that space, in that place where it's not about me, it's about them, and that's a really cool thing. And we get paid in bonuses. So the company has a good, I guess if you like, a rocket track or fast track opportunity to get your business up and running really strong, and to get out there confidently and share and make a difference to people's lives from a health point and also from a business point. But I won't go into too much detail. If you want to learn more about the business, please just get back in touch with the person that invited you onto this Zoom or who's sharing this recording with you. So I want to now introduce to you Jade Baxter. And I did message Jade and ask her, Jade, what's your bio? Because I've seen her over the years at conferences. I've seen her go up on stage. I've seen the fact that I've been in this business way longer than her, but she's done something amazing for herself and other people in doing that. And so I thought, you know what, Jade, it's no point me sharing what I know about you. I want to know what you know about you. And her response was, I can send you a few facts, but I don't really do a bio, which I thought was really humble. And that's so typical of the leaders in our company. So I just wanted to share that with you. Jade's 28. She's been in the business for 5 years. When she went in to NMD, which is the top position in our company, she was the youngest person to achieve that at the time. So a huge achievement. Prior to that, Jade was struggling in a full-time corporate career as well as in a personal training business. And she's obsessed with helping people feel incredible. She loves to travel, and this business has allowed her to do so. And just in 2018 so far, so the year's not over, so I'm imagining there's bigger things coming for you, Jade, but in 2018 so far, she's predominantly lived in Bali. She's visited the Gold Coast and Perth and Fiji, and she's now in London. So when you have the opportunity to sit back and listen to someone at the age of 28 who in 5 years has been able to achieve this freedom, and this freedom by creating and helping other people achieve this type of freedom, you really want to get your pen and your paper and take some notes. So, Jade, that's your bio. But my bio is that you're a giver, you're a good person. You've taken the time without even knowing who we are. We're not in your line of business. You're just generous enough to share your story. And for that, mate, I'm truly grateful. So I'm going to unmute you and I'm going to spotlight you. And I'm going to let you take it away, mate. Thank you very much.
That is so kind. I feel like I'm blushing. That's really beautiful. I hope the lighting is okay where I am. I'm actually staying with a really great friend of mine, and she's got this gorgeous studio in London, and there's some big, massive windows, and it's actually really bright and blue and sunny in London today, so it's pretty cool. I love that this is called Magic Moments, because I feel like if someone asked me what this business has given me the most of, it would be that. It would be the fact that I've been able to really create so many magic moments for myself, but more importantly and more powerfully for other people too. So I'm going to take you back to the start and just share a little bit about my story, because as Paul said, I don't have a bio. I don't have I just want to share with you, and I guess we can go from there. So like you said, I started 5 years ago. It'll actually be 6 years in September. And that's so insane because this was never something I went looking for. I don't know if any of you can sort of relate to the feeling of it just kind of fell in my lap. I was working full-time corporate for a mining company in Perth, which is where I'm from. I was absolutely burnt out, totally overworked, undernourished. Really, I'm a really 100% kind of girl, and I really love doing my best at whatever I'm doing. And so I guess I just kind of fell into the rat race when I left high school, and I took a gap year from uni and just fell into this mining, corporate job for this mining company. And the money was fantastic. Like, I was this 23-year-old on a 6-figure salary, and all my girlfriends were studying at uni and like, going out on a Wednesday night and like just getting by. And I was like shoe shopping every day, and it was lush for the first little while. And then I started to realize that I was actually so miserable and so bored, and I had no purpose, and I didn't feel like I was making a difference. So at that time, I'd kind of come to a really cool lesson looking back. But at the time I was quite frustrated because I thought, do you know what? My belief system back then was, okay, so you either earn really great money and you don't love what you do, or you earn peanuts and you have this great job that you're in love with. Like, that had been my kind of view on working from what I'd seen my parents do and what I was starting to experience in the workforce. And so I actually just threw my job in one day. I remember I sat next to my boss and we shared an office, and I just printed off my resignation letter and handed it to her. And I just said, I can't do this anymore. I'm driving to work, staring out my window, dreaming about being at the beach, dreaming about going to the gym, not with everyone else at 5 p.m., but in my own time and actually being able to use the equipment. I was like, I'm so thirsty and hungry to like spend time with people I care about, and not to feel exhausted on a Friday, but to actually like be excited about the fact that I've got time to see people. And there's so many days where I just catch myself emotional and super teary driving to work. And so, yeah, I chucked in my job and I went traveling for about 3.5 months all over Europe. It was such a great experience. And I remember so vividly being on the plane on the way back to Perth. And I think I would have been about 23, 24 at the time. And I just remember thinking to myself, well, that was really fun. And that's the most alive I've felt in so long, and the most on purpose and the most happy. But I thought, okay, what am I going to do? I now have no money. I chewed through like 15 grand on this trip. And I thought, I've got no money in my bank now. I've got to decide, like, before this plane lands, I've got to have an action plan of what I'm doing when I get on the ground in Perth. And in my family, I have a really small family, but a very close family. And we used to always have this ritual of sharing about our day at dinner time at the table. And my sister had just started working. So she was pretty much just like a grumble at the table. She didn't really have much to say. My mum had been working in her career for like 15 years. And she worked with pre-primary children. So there was always a funny story. And then there was also like a lot of exhaustion and talk of how exhausted she was and how much energy she'd had to give out. Along with a few like hilarious children's moments. And then the one that always stood out to me every single day of the week was my stepdad. And he worked in the fitness industry, and he was so passionate about helping people. And he used to always have a story about his client, whether it was that he'd helped them for the day, because they were studying for an exam and they'd had this, real switch off session, and he'd just distracted them and really given them back some energy and some clarity, or whether he'd, helped someone in their 70s with their mobility, or he just always was so passionate and so alive. And being part of a team and playing sport and being very fit myself, the fitness industry seemed like a no-brainer. So that was what my decision was. That's what I thought my future was going to be. I was like, cool, I'm going to become a personal trainer. Brilliant. I've got it sorted. Landed. They picked me up from the airport. I was like, I've got a plan. I'm going to go back to work because I need the money, but I'm going to study to be a personal trainer as well. And my mum was stoked because I think she thought, oh my gosh, she had this great job and it was all going fine. And what's she doing? As parents sometimes do. And so that was when this company and this product fell into my lap. I was working for 45 hours squished into 4 days. I was working the longest hours in the office. I was the first one in every day. I was the last one to leave. It was like 7 a.m. till like sometimes 7:30 at night, so that I could take Fridays off to go and study at the fitness academy. And then on Saturdays, I was doing mentoring hours and following a personal trainer around the gym for half the day. So I was, you can imagine, burnt out. And I was already someone that was suffering with like recurrent tonsillitis and had no immune system. So I was like a zombie, not practicing what I preach, feeling really inauthentic, but loving the focus on my career. And so I wasn't looking for another business by any means. I had no time, I had no hours in my day. But it was the product that came to me first. And it was a friend of mine, and I had a lot of respect for her. She was managing a gym, and I just remember her sending me a text message, and it was of this tiny little flyer, and I couldn't open it properly. And I just saw these little fruits and veggies, and she said, "Babe, I think this might be for you. I'm taking these products, and these health coaches got me on these, and they're really helping. And I just thought of you." I was like, "I can't even read what you're sending me, but send me the address and I'll be there." And I remember it so clearly. I dragged my little sister along. We're like 3 years apart. She was about 19. She did not give like two hoots about going, but I said, "Come on, please come with me. I don't want to go on my own. I don't know really anyone there. I don't even know what it's about." So she came with me. It was a Tuesday night. I remember it so vividly. I'd worked a full day. It was raining. I had to drive 40 minutes to get to this event. Like, this whole online stuff did not exist 5-6 years ago. You had to get off your bum, get in your car and drive. And I got into this room. There was about 50 people. I remember the poor people presenting, like, it was a tin roof and it was bucketing down with rain. So we were all like, what are they talking about? But I got the gist, and I got the important stuff, which was the fact that it was whole food, it was natural, there was a boatload of science behind it, and I heard the stories, and I could see in the people's faces. They were so connected, they were so alive, they were so vibrant. And for me, I think, I was working in corporate, so everyone was like grey and miserable and sick all the time and had no passion really. And then I was working in the gym, and everyone was, like fitness orientated, but not necessarily health conscious. So there was a lot of inflammation, a lot of it was so different to this crowd of like real just presence and health and community. I'd never experienced anything like that. And so I was the girl that was like, "Well, okay, can I have it now? Like, can I just have the ones on the table there?" And they're like, no, you need to order it and it will arrive at your door. And I was like, "Well, I want to start taking it like now, like now that I know about it." Like, so I badgered the lady into letting me take hers. And when mine arrived, I swapped her back, I paid her back. But that's where it started for me. And the next day, the girls took me out for lunch. They said, "Why don't you come hang out with us?" And I thought, oh my gosh, these people, these vibrant people, like, yes, please. And without realizing, I guess because I was just, so into the conversation and so carried away, I signed up to the business. And for me, it was like $165 for a business. This isn't even real. And probably why I didn't take it, the decision so seriously. It was an intuitive thing more than it was a business thing. I don't have, like, I'm not a numbers girl or anything like that. This was purely like, yep, this is something I'm meant to do. This is something I want to be part of. And it was after the fact, once I started sharing, and once I think my first paycheck came in, that I was like, I've struck gold here. I cannot believe that I'm actually going to be rewarded financially and emotionally for doing something that I would do anyway. Like, I was in love with these products, and to be telling people about it was a no-brainer. I wanted my mum, my dad, my sister, my partner. I wanted everyone I knew on it. And it then became such an asset. I really took stock and realized the gold I had in my hands, because especially as a fitness professional, but it doesn't matter whether you are or not, it's definitely not important to be able to add value on a higher level to people every single day. I was like, that is got to be hands down the dictionary definition of purpose. And, it was so interesting. I have just been at Tony Robbins doing UPW for a couple of days, and he spoke about human needs. And I remember just scribbling down so many notes about these human needs, because I thought, this is our business. This is what I do for a living. Like, we all have, like, every human has these 4 human needs that they require, from certainty, from variety, love and connection, and significance. And I thought, do you know what? You get the most healthiest version of significance in this. Like, knowing that everyone is recognized, and whether you do a little or a lot, like change one life or change 10,000, like, you are so celebrated, and it's such a big deal. And I love that. Like, our conference is so exciting. It's for someone that has never been, it just looks like the craziest thing ever. But to walk into a room full of people that feel like family, that you've never hardly met, and just have the best time is so refreshing. Love and connection. If you don't care about people, you won't survive 5 minutes in this. So that's a no-brainer. Variety. Like, I've built my business in like 4 different countries this year, and you have that choice too. And for a lot of my girls in my business, They have kids and that's like their idea of a nightmare, to be traveling around. But they get variety in the fact that they get to choose to be at home, and they build their business from the park, or they build their business from a cafe, or they build their business from a play center. Or some days they're off and they totally are present with their kids. And some days it's like, do you know what? I'm choosing daycare and I'm going to have a day to myself. So there's so much variety. And then certainty, like knowing that you're in control of your future, knowing that I literally am in control of what I get paid next month and how hard I work, and that what I put in I get out. Like the certainty in that is so calm and so peaceful, and it's amazing. But then we have these two extra human needs, and I was blown away by this. And people were encouraged to really try and attach these to their lifestyle. And I thought, I don't have to. Like, this is what I live and breathe. This is what all of us do that are part of this business. It's growth and contribution. And I thought, there's no way I would even be at Tony Robbins, that I would even consider the fact comprehensible that I could walk on fire, or that I would be open to that, or that I would be able to speak on an event with people I don't know. You know, there's no way I would have done that if it hadn't been for this business. It's grown me so much as a person. I was the girl who would try and take a day off school in high school if I had to do a book review, because I was so shy, so scared of myself, so unsure of who I was. I'd be like, oh no, I can't do it. I'd do anything to not have to do it. And now I speak on stage all the time. So the growth is huge. And I think the key one of all of them is contribution. Like, to know that every month my paycheck grows is a direct reflection of the fact that Juice Plus is getting into more and more homes, is impacting more and more children that don't have to go through years of recurrent tonsillitis and antibiotics like I did. You know, mums that are actually putting themselves first, people that are, you know, we just had the London Marathon here, and like people were dropping like flies because they've got fitness, but they haven't got nutrition. You know, they haven't really grasped that concept. So to know that there's this whole community in this family that are contributing in terms of education, that have an answer and a solution that's really simple, is huge. So I basically built my business by total accident, not understanding anything. So if you don't know business, you're in the right place, because as Paul mentioned, it's all done for you. Like the stocking, the shipping, the invoicing, and counting. You just actually get to love on people and look after people, which is, for most of us, second nature. It's something we would do anyway. For me, in about 3 months, I'd realized that I was covering most of my major bills. I was still living at home at that point, but I was paying my car loan. I think it was like $800 a month. I was paying my phone bill. I was making enough to cover my essentials. And so I just made another ballsy move, and I threw my job in again. And then I let this be my plan B while I built up my personal training business. And I built a really successful personal training business. I worked from a gym, and I had a home studio. And one day, and they worked side by side beautifully. Helped a lot more people than just my clients. My clients were a small part of the people I impacted with Juice Plus, but it worked beautifully, giving me lots of flexibility. And then one day I realized that I wasn't really enjoying getting up at the crack of dawn, in the dark, in the cold, running boot camps, that I was missing being able to travel, that I actually didn't have to run my personal training business anymore, and that I could impact even more people and serve even more people if I, like with my Juice Plus business, if I just committed to doing that full time. And so I retired my personal training business. And for the last couple of years, maybe 3 years, I don't even know. My gosh. I've been rocking this full time, and it's not one of those 8-hour-a-day things. It's actually something that I just weave in and throughout my life. It's impacted me so much emotionally, and really learning myself and learning how to interact with other people and feeling that sense of purpose that I craved so much back when I was working corporate and miserable every day. It's allowed me a lifestyle. I honestly, you know, when you sit in those seminars, or I remember doing it as a kid, you do your vision board and you put all this cool stuff on there, but there's that voice that's like, oh, but that's not reality. You know, like there's people that think about having a certain amount of holidays a year. I was like, I want my life to feel like a holiday. I want to be able to say yes to doing things. You know, I don't want to feel restricted. I want to be able to spend time with my grandparents midweek. I want to be able to fly my mum to Bali if I want to. I want to be able to save and have choices. I want to be able to live from wherever. I don't want to feel like, I want to feel that limitlessness that we all have. And so I remember thinking like, oh, you know, maybe one day, but not really ever thinking that was possible. But in all truth, and as cheesy as it sounds, that's what this business has given me. It's given me a life full of magic moments. And, you know, from really, really like, I guess, family orientated, really heartfelt, really close stuff to me. Like my granddad got diagnosed with cancer, and we were he needed to go for 7 weeks in a row to go and have radiation. And I was able to take him to every single one of those appointments. He was going to get on the bus. I was like, are you crazy? Like, you're not getting on the bus. And he was trying to be all macho about it. And I was like, I will happily drive you. And he's like, Jade, but you've got your work. I was like, this is why I do what I do. Like, family comes first. This is amazing. So he would have his treatment. I would sit there on my phone working on my business. He would come out, we'd go and have a coffee, and then we'd be back home and he'd be able to rest, you know, like it was amazing to be able to be so present. My family and I all pitched in over Christmas to send them on a trip to Sydney to have this little holiday that they'd always been wanting to go back. And, you know, just lots of little magic moments and choices it's created for me. Obviously moving to Bali, I don't like winter, which is really funny because I'm in London right now and I think this morning when I woke up it was 9 degrees. My friend is on the couch. She's like lived here for 5 years. She's like, it's hot here right now. But, you know, having the choice to go live in Bali and spend a couple months there and build my business off my laptop by the pool or a really cool day club, like that was insane. I was pinching myself every day, like sipping a coconut, eating amazing, gorgeous vegan food, just loving the fact that this is so global. Being over here in London is huge. I have a gorgeous girl in my business who, this is how crazy this is. And this is the snowball effect and the impact that can happen is like she met someone I've got a girl in my team in Perth. She's an amazing nurse, gorgeous friend of mine. She was in Thailand kickboxing. She met this beautiful Londoner in Thailand. They became really good friends. Lucy started the product, came back to London. She joined the business because she had such a profound effect on the product. Like she was just like, oh my gosh, how does everyone in London not have this stuff? And she's about to hit NMD and be on stage next weekend, so the weekend coming at the UK conference. So that's why I'm over here. So there's this whole group of people, these amazing heart-driven people that I've literally only talked to online that I get to hug and get to connect with on the weekend. Like I'm so excited. They're the kind of magic moments that I always wished for. You know, if you could write my dream job on paper, it'd be like, love what you do, earn an amazing income that allows you choices beyond, you know, what you think is possible and do something that makes a big difference. And that's what we do here. So I can't rave about this enough. I could go on for hours about all the things that have changed, but and it sounds so cheesy that it's a life-altering business, but it truly is. And it doesn't, you know, I didn't have these big dreams and goals when I started. It was purely an accident, really. It was a product. It was a selfish choice to better my own health, the best selfish choice I've ever made. And then it was like an addiction. It was like a responsibility to help other people that, you know, maybe suffering or struggling or just don't know that there's a really great way to get healthier really easily. Also to be able to build a residual income. Like I just had breakfast with my beautiful friend that I'm staying with, and we were talking, like she's an amazing Pilates instructor here. She runs an incredible business in London. And we were talking about the fact that, you know, as a fitness professional, if you want to go on holiday, you don't get paid, you know, and if you want to go above and beyond for your clients, you need them to come to more sessions, which they sometimes can't do. So to be able to be there every morning, basically when they take their Juice Plus, to be able to know that you're adding so much more value than everyone else in the marketplace is huge. And to be able to give yourself that flexibility and have a plan B, it's amazing. I could talk for hours. I'm not going to talk for hours, but thank you so much for letting me share and ramble. I hope that's given you a bit more of an idea of what's possible with this amazing company.
Somebody please get the firecracker out of Jade Baxter's thumb. Awesome.
That's so funny.
Mate, that is so gold. Like I like to think that I'm a rambler, I can talk, but almost every NMD when they share their story, I end up going, I don't know, nothing to say. I think, oh my God, I've got this wow thing going on. I took some notes and then I couldn't anymore, but I really loved your overworked and burnt out when you were sharing your story around your corporate job and you're bored, you're feeling bored, no sense of purpose. You dreaming of looking out the window, dreaming about what you wanted to do is huge. And I think probably everyone's doing that with work. And I really identified with the fact that you said you were not feeling really, or you were feeling really inauthentic. Because it's a big part of what we do with our business. I also loved the financially and emotionally rewarding, but doing something you are going to do anyway. And I think all of us can relate to that because we're all going to be talking about good health, even if it's not down to the fruits and vegetables or juice. We're in this because we love good health, and good food. The growth and contribution, I really like that. I love the ballsy move of quitting the job again. You know, you're hearing, every NMD has something similar to your journey where they just do something radical and change, and it's easy to play safe, and safe is just always not what's growing us. The PT, the fact that you can impact on more people through Juice Plus, I totally get that. I know I'm doing that with my personal training business as well, and I actually, my eyes just open at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and that's how I go. But gee, I don't want to be doing that to go and train clients. I want that to happen because I'm going to do other things, my choices, and you really inspired me around there. I love the fact that you feel limitless, and I could honestly see it in you. You're almost losing yourself for words like, this is just, sitting back at Bali, and I can't believe I'm pinching myself, and this is what I do for work. And I really love your that story. Not many people can do what you did there, and that's a beautiful thing. So, mate, I want to seriously say thank you so much. I'm going to be likely to, but I'm pumped to get this recording onto our team page. And there are definitely people, as you were sharing your story, who've just gone into my head, and this is going to come out of my heart when I share this with them, because I know people that I personally know people that are going to relate to your story. So, mate, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I know everyone else did on the call. For anyone who's on this Zoom tonight or watching this recording, if any of this resonated with you, if any of this made sense to you, please get back in touch with the person that invited you on this Zoom or this recording, and just ask them the questions that you need to ask, not to work out or get yourself towards saying yes, but to confirm that this is a no for you. Because as Jade said, and like so many, this fell on her lap, she didn't even realise what it really was all about, and it became something so much more than she ever imagined. So I really encourage you to do that. Just get back with the person and ask some questions you need to ask. So with that, I'm going to say good night to all, Jade. I'm going to let you get back to your friend there who's screaming from the couch. It's amazing that you just said that you this year have got business in 4 countries, and that you're in London from Bali to go to a conference with people that you've met through business online, but not face to face, and to have that cuddle. That is so cool. I will come and find you at an Aussie conference.
Please do.
I'm going to come and find you. It's going to be weird because I'm just going to come in. I know you're going to have hundreds of people around you wanting a piece of you. I'm just going to come in, give you a cuddle, and say thanks so much for sharing with us today, mate. Really appreciate it. So good night, everyone, and thanks so much, mate. Thanks again, mate. Really appreciate it. See you later.
Thank you. Bye.